Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Let's Learn with Lizzy, and today we are going to focus on Lost Spring by Anees Jung, a powerful story that exposes the reality of child labor and lost dreams from the Class 12 English Literature series. Let's begin. About the author. Anees Jung is an Indian writer and journalist known for her sensitive exploration of social issues, especially those affecting women and children. Lost Spring is an excerpt from her book Stories of Stolen Childhood, where she documents the lives of children trapped in poverty. The title Lost Spring is quite symbolic. Why? Because spring here represents childhood, hope, and innocence, while lost reflects how poverty and social injustice steal these joys away from children. It perfectly captures the emotional core of the story. There are two settings. The story unfolds in two major settings. First, in Simapuri near Delhi, a slum inhabited by migrants from Bangladesh, where children like Saheb survive by rag picking. And second is the Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh, a town famous for its glass bangle industry, where children like Mukesh are forced into labor generation after generation. Let's meet the key characters. First is Saheb e Alam, a ragpicker boy from Simapuri. His name is quite ironic because his name literally means Lord of the Universe, but the reality is quite opposite to it. He dreams of going to school and having a better life, but ends up working in a tea stall, which literally means he loses his freedom. Then the next character is Mukesh, a boy from bangle maker family in Firozabad. He dares to dream differently and wants to become a motor mechanic. He represents hope within despair. And finally, the narrator Anees Jung, who observes and records the life of these children. She is sympathetic, questioning, and reflective in her tone. Her voice of awareness and consciousness is shown throughout the story. The central conflict in Lost Spring is both external and internal. Externally, the children battle poverty, tradition, and social system. Internally, they struggle between dreams and harsh reality, like Sahib, who wants to study but must earn, and Mukesh, who wants to break free from family tradition. The story follows a journalistic structure with two parallel narratives. At one side, there is Sahib's journey from a hopeful ragpicker to a subdued tea stall worker, whereas on the other hand, there is the story of Mukesh's slow but determined push against his inherited fate as a bangle maker. Each part follows a clear arc in the introduction, followed with the struggle, raising action, climax, finally falling action with a resolution where there is no happy ending, but Mukesh's determination brings a flicker of hope. We can divide the story into two parts as there are two characters and two subplots. First one is part 1, Sahib's life story. He is a rag picker who has migrated from Dhaka due to poverty. He collects garbage to survive. He dreams of going to school and playing tennis, but eventually he ends up working in a tea stall, loses his carefree spirit. He is the symbol of lost childhood and broken dreams. On the other part, we have the story of Mukesh, the bangle maker, born into bangle making family in Firozabad, lives in a web of poverty and tradition. He wants to break free and become a motor mechanic. He faces family pressure and societal limitation. He represents struggle against inherited poverty. The story explores multiple important themes like child labor and exploitation, loss of childhood and innocence, poverty and generational bondage, dream versus harsh reality, and the even present struggle for freedom and dignity. The story uses strong symbols to deepen its impact, like garbage, which is the source of Sahib's livelihood. It also represents the lost opportunities. Then we have bangles from Mukesh's life It shows the tradition, beauty, but also a symbol of bondage and suffering and poverty. Finally, we have the spring, which symbolizes the childhood and innocence, which is lost due to the poverty. Anees Jung's message is clear and powerful. Childhood should be a time of learning and dreaming, not of labor. Through Saheb and Mukesh, she shows us how society continues to fail its children and how education, freedom, and opportunity are essential to change this. Lost Spring is not just a story, it's a mirror held up to our society. It forces us to question how many childhoods we have allowed to be wasted. While Sahib's tale ends with hope, Lost Hope Mukesh's determination reminds us that change begins with a dream and the courage to chase it. Thank you for watching. If you found this story breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Until that, see you in the next video.